Okay, Mr. Toastmaster, shake my hand. I am not going to bore you with insipid conversation this evening. I'm here to talk to you about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and something that's very upsetting. Tonight I'm here to talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence. This is what it sounds like. And this is what it feels like. You're so stupid, I can't believe you made me do this to you. It's all your fault. And this is what it does to your spirit. Domestic violence. It could happen to you, or you, or you. Unfortunately, it happened to me. Domestic violence doesn't happen in the beginning of your relationship. That's not the way it starts. Domestic violence is like those tornadoes, those hurricanes we've been watching over the last few weeks. They start way out in the ocean. And we have warning signs. It's coming. It starts off with words, abusive words. You're so stupid. How could you do that? Can't you figure that out on your own? And those first start in private. Next, those cruel, awful comments start to come up in public. But what do? We hide them. We don't want anyone to know what's happening in our house, so we're going to keep quiet about it and pretend like it didn't happen. To pretend like it didn't happen is to ignore it. And to ignore it is to accept it, and to accept it means that hurricane is going to keep on coming. And trust me, it keeps on coming. The next thing that happens is actions. So it's moved from words to actions. I can't believe you did that. This is ridiculous. Throwing things down, picking things up, banging on the wall, cornering you, intimidating you, pulling you into places of fear. And if you accept it, you agree with it. And if you agree with it, it will get worse. I'm going to tell you right now what you have to do first is you have to stop it inside of you. Stop allowing yourself to be the victim. Next, you have to stop it around you. Say no more. I'm not taking this anymore. And lastly, anytime you see it, anytime you identify domestic violence going on around you, you have to say stop, enough. Because if we don't, the hurricane keeps coming. The next thing that happens is the physical violence. First, little things. A push, a shove, a mean comment. My most identifying moment when I knew that it was getting worse and I had to find a way to say no more is I was at my birthday party. 100 people at my birthday party, happy event. I'm just going out to blow out my candles and I get this right in the middle of me blowing out the candles as people take pictures. So not only do I have to endure it in public, but then I have to endure it through my friends' photos when they start asking me, what was that about? But what do? I hide it. I pretend like it didn't happen. Oh, they didn't mean that. Oh, that's not what you saw. We get used to it. Anytime you get used to it, anytime you allow it to continue, you're saying, it's okay, allow this to continue, allow this hurricane to keep coming towards me. And before you know it, here it comes. It makes landfall. Eye of the storm is right on you. And there you are, in the middle of it. Can't believe this is happening. You didn't stop it. Anytime you feel, you hear, you sense domestic violence, you have to stop it. Stop it if it's inside of you. How are you feeling? Stop it if it's the person around you, the person closest to you, and say, look, this is enough. Because no amount of need, want, or desire is going to keep me here as long as you treat me in a way or manner that I can't live with. As long as you live with it, you live with it. Don't be that person who is afraid to evacuate. Have you been watching the news? You see the people who are afraid to evacuate? All of a sudden you see them when they're up on their roof. I can't believe this happened to me. Help me. Walking through the water. This never happened before. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen like it happened before. Because it just keeps getting closer. And as long as you allow it, as long as you refuse to evacuate, you are saying, I will tolerate. It's not too late to stop it in your world or in the world around you. Stop it on the inside. Stop it all around you. Stop it anytime you see it. Because today is the day we say, no more. Thank you.